Welcome to this week's episode of the Compliance Digest, presenting topics on all things compliance related. My name is Alex Krenke, and joining me again this week is Michael Kirk, one of our senior sales executives at Quest CE. Mike, welcome back.
Hey, thanks, Alex.
So this week we want to do something a little bit different. In the past, we've usually pulled an article from the headlines. Today we're going to pull something directly from the phone lines. And what I mean when I say that is that Mike recently had an interesting phone call, and we just want to recap that for our audience today because it pertains to branch inspections. I know a couple weeks ago we talked about FINRA releasing their annual letter talking about what they're going to be looking at. And then Mike had this call that went a little bit off of what they posted in that article. So we wanted to discuss that today just so that our audience can benefit from some of the knowledge that we've learned. So Mike, how did that call go?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. We had a conversation, and it was really nice because it's sometimes at these points that I get to really see where the rubber meets the road. And since it was fresh in their mind, they were able to tell me how it went and things that they saw and things that were new to them. Specifically, they found that FINRA, the regulator in their office, was kind of guiding themselves into areas that they really don't belong. And that once they were actually questioned by the firm what's happening, they gave a reason. The simple point is that at one point, clients' money was managed exclusively in the broker-dealer universe, which is FINRA's. And through the course of time, all of this money had shifted towards the IA side and had nothing more to do with the broker-dealer. However, FINRA felt that in the premise of protecting the general public, they had jurisdiction to monitor and ask specific questions regarding those accounts and the relationships and the procedures that happened about it. So completely new and interesting and really a great heads up if one was to be looking at a potential audit coming up in the near future.
And this is something that we've been talking about for a couple of days now, just because it's so out there. I know you've been doing research. I've been doing some research too, just trying to find a trend or something online that is at all similar to this. I couldn't find anything.
No, nor I.
So that being said, have you heard of anything like this in the past?
I guess, one of the most closest stories I can think of is mutual fund share classes and the changes for that, but that was years ago. So this is kind of new, and I think this speaks to, and it makes sense to, the trend that we'll see of this BDIA shift in this hybrid concept and things that are changing in this evolving marketplace and how this relates to regulatory affairs. But I do think that the bottom line is that everything and anything can be fair game in this regulator's eyes.
So I think what we're getting at today is we're not saying this is going to come up during your next audit. FINRA did publish their list of exam priorities for this year. We covered that in the last video. But the main point here is not everything covered in that exam letter is going to be covered in your audit. So just be prepared for really anything that may come up and have all of your proper documentation in place. And that'll actually wrap it up for this week. So Mike, I want to thank you for joining us today.
Welcome.
We'll see you again in another couple weeks for another episode of the Compliance Digest.